Hello friends, in this session I explained transposition techniques in cryptography and steganography techniques. Before proceeding further, you need to know some facts about historical crypto systems. All of these systems are based on symmetric key encryption schema. The only security services this system provides is confidentiality of informations. Unlike modern systems, which are digital and treat data as binary numbers, the earlier systems worked on alphabets as basic elements. These earlier cryptographic systems are also referred to as cipher. In general, a cipher is simply just a set of steps and algorithm for performing both an encryption and the corresponding description. So now I start the session on transposition techniques in cryptography. Transposition techniques is a cryptographic techniques that converts the plain text to cipher text by performing permutations on the plain text, or we can say the change the position of each character of plain text for each round. It includes various techniques like rail fence techniques, simple columnar transposition techniques, or simple columnar transposition techniques with multiple rounds, Varnam cipher, and book cipher to encrypt the plain text in a secure way. So, in this session, I have discussed rail fence techniques and simple columnar transposition techniques. Now, I explain transposition cipher in the columnar transposition. The columnar transposition is rearrange the plain text letter based on a matrix filled with letters in the other determined by the secret keyword. So, what is the use of columnar cipher? So, now I have explained the use of columnar cipher. The columnar transposition is a simple transposition cipher that can be performed manually without the need of using additional equipments. It was very popular throughout centuries and it was used in various situations by diplomats, soldiers, and spies. The encryption and decryption can be performed by hands using a piece of paper and a simple matrix into which the user enters the letters of the message. Now I explain algorithm of columnar cipher. The name of the cipher comes after the operation on a matrix that are performed during both encryption and decryptions. The number of columns of the matrix is determined by the secret key. The secret key is usually a word or just a sequence of letters. It has to be converted into a sequence of numbers. The numbers are defined by an alphabetical order or the letters in the keywords. The letters which is first in the alphabets will be the number 1. The second letter in the alphabetic order will be 2 and so on. If there are multiple identical letters in the keywords, each next occurrence of the same letter should be converted into numbers that is equal to the number of the previous occurrence increased by 1. For example, the keyword is Sweden, Swindon. Now, produce the following sequence of numbers like 6, 7, 2, 3, 1, 5, 4. We can see that we convert the letters n into the number 3 and 4. Now, to encrypt the message, all the letters should be entered into the matrix, row by row, from left to right. The size of the matrix depends on the length of the message. The only known dimension is width, which is determined by the length of the secret keyword. Or we can say it's the same as the length of the corresponding sequence of numbers and known to both sides of the communications. If after entering the whole message, there are some empty cells in the bottom row of the matrix, one of two approach can be taken, like first one is the shell may be left empty and just ignore during all the further operation, or we can say this is so called an ignored columnar transformation cipher, or we can say irregular columnar transformation cipher. Now, the second one is the sender may enter their some rare letters and treat them as a part of the plain text. After decryption, the receiver should be able to determine that the letter have no sense and that they should be ignored. In this case, the cipher is called a regular columnar transformation cipher. Now, next part is the letter should be read off in a specific way and write down to from the cipher text. The order of the reading the letter is determined by the sequence of numbers produced from the keywords. They should be read column by column from top to bottom, starting from the column which position is the same as the position of the number 1 in the key sequence. The next column to read off is determined by the number 2 in the key sequence and so on until all the columns are read off. To make this step easier, it is recommended to write the sequence number above the corresponding columns. As an example, let's encrypt a message, a Midsummer Night's Dream. We will use the secret key mentioned above, like key is 6723154. The number sequence derived from this keyword is, or we can say secret key is 6723154. So, the matrix created from the encryption will have 7 columns. After removing all non-letters character and changing the letters to uppercase, the message should be entered into the table like this. First row is our key and second, third and fourth is our plain text message. Above the message, there are numbers derived from the keywords. These numbers determine the order in which the column should be read for top to bottom and appear to the procedure cipher. In our example, the first column should be SIE like this. This is our first column. The second will be RID. Second is RID and so on. The procedure cipher is SIE means first column, then second column IRD, third column DNR, fourth column MHM, then fifth column UGA, then sixth column AMT, and last one is seventh column MES. So this way, finally, after removing all the space which were added to indicate separate columns, we receive the encrypted message like SIEIRDNRMHMUGAAMTMES. So this way we have encrypt our plain text into ciphertext with the columnar cipher algorithm. Now I explain that decrypt a received ciphertext. The receiver has to perform the following text for decryption. First is knowing the secret keyword and the length of the received message. The table of the same size as the one used for encryption should be created. Second one is the ciphertext should be entered into columns from the leftmost columns to the rightmost column, from top to bottom. Then third one is the columns should be rearranged and put into the order defined by the keywords. And fourth one is the decrypted message should be read out row by row, starting from the top row and from left to right. So this way we have performed decryption. So I hope you can understood how columnar cipher algorithm work. Now I explain security of the columnar transformation. The columnar transformation was used for serious purpose all over the world until the beginning of the second half of the 20th century. The break the ciphertext, and attackers should try to create the tables of different size. Enter the encrypted message down into the column, and for each table, look for arrange appearing in row. So this way we have increase or decrease the security of columnar cipher. Now I explain rail fence cipher technique. The rail fence cipher is a transposition cipher which rearranges the plaintext letters by drawing them in a way that they form a shape of the rails of an imaginary fence. Now I explain usage of rail fence. The rail fence cipher was invented in an ancient time. It was used by the Greeks who created a special tool called Critial or Scratial to make message encryption and decryption easier. Currently, it is usually used with a piece of paper. The letters are arranged in a way which is similar to the shape of the top edge of the rail fence. Now I explain algorithm of rail fence cipher. To encrypt the message, the letter should be written in a zigzag pattern, doing downwards and upwards between the level of the top and bottom imaginary rails. The shape of the form by the letters is similar to the shape of the top edge of the rail beds. Next, all the letters should be read off and concatenated to produce one line of ciphertext. The letter should be read in rows, usually from top row to down to bottom one. The secret key is the number of levels in a rails. It is also a number of rows of letters that are created during encryption. These numbers cannot be very big, so the numbers of possible key is quite limited. For example, let us encrypt a name of one of the country in Europe, like the United Kingdom. Let's assume that the secret key is 3. So, 3 levels of rails we will produce. First, we will remove the empty space and encrypt only the capitalized letters like this. Or we can say, we can write our plain text message into capital letters which removes the space. Now, next, the plain text letter will form the shape of the fence like this. This zigzag form we have entered our message. Then the letter should be read row by row, starting from the top ones. Finally, they ought to be concatenated to from one ciphertext message. In our example, the calculated ciphertext sequence would be like this, means first row, then second row, and last third row. To decrypt the message, the receiver should know the secret key. That is the number of levels of the rails. Based on the number of rows and the cipher length, it is possible to reconstruct the grid and fill it with letters in the right order. That is the same way we have used by the sender during the encryptions. So, this way the rail fence cipher algorithm works. So, what is the security of the rail fence cipher? So, ciphertext produced by transposition cipher are relatively easy to recognize because the frequency distribution of all the ciphertext alphabets letters is the same as in plain message written is the same language. Due to the small number of possible keys, the rail fence cipher can be broken quite easily by using the brute force attacks. The attacker should check all the possible numbers of rails levels that might have been using during encryptions. So I hope you can understand how rail fence cipher algorithm work. Now I explains how can transformation cipher be broken. In order to encrypt a message using the transposition cipher, the letters can be shuffled without any system. Otherwise, the recipient has no idea how to decrypt the message. However, by choosing a system to rearrange the letters is allow an eventos or we can say a assumption to be successful with this work. Testing many conventional rearrangement will eventually the original message. So, first step for broken cipher transmission cipher is awareness that the ciphertext was encrypted using a transposition cipher, or we can say computing the relative frequencies of the cipher letters relieves that cipher letters occurs with the same frequency as plain letters. And we can say realize that plain letters were simply rearranged. In second steps, transposition cipher are broken by testing possible rearrangement. First, try to read the ciphertext backwards. If that does not yield the plain text, then try the real fence of depth 2, then of depth 3, then of depth 4, etc. If that does not yield the plain text, check if two consequent letters were switched. With today's computer's power, possible transformation check can be checked quickly. In conclusion, the transformation cipher do not offer any security. So this way we have find out the transformation cipher how broken. Now I explained what is steganography. Steganography is the art and science of embedding secret message in a covered message in such a way that no one, a part of the sender and intended recipient, suspect the existence of the message. The diagram below depicts the basic steganography models. As the image depicts both cover file X and secret message are fed into steganographic encoder as an input. Steganographic encoder functions f of x m k embeds the secret message into a covered file. Resulting stegno objects looks very similar to your cover file with no visible change. This completes encoding to retrieve the secret message. Stegno objects it feed into steganography decoders. So this way the steganography is performed. Now I explain steganography historical background. Steganography is the practice of concealing a secret message behind a normal message. It stems from two Greek words which are stagnos means covered and graphic means writing. Steganography is an ancient practice being practiced in various forms for thousands of years to keep communication private. For example, the first use of steganography can be traced back to 440 BC when ancient Greeks people wrote message on wood and converted it with wax that act as a covering medium. Then Rome used various forms of invisible inks to decipher thousands or those hidden message lights or heat were used during World War II. The Germans introduced microdots, which were complete documents, pictures, and plans reduced in size to the size of a dots and were attached to normal paperwork. Null cipher were also used to hide unencrypted secret message in an innocent looking normal message. Now, we have a lot of modern steganographic techniques and tools to make sure that knows our data remains secret. Now, you might be wondering if steganography is same as cryptography. No, there are two different concepts and this steganography session present you the main difference between them. Now, I explain how is steganography different from cryptography. At their core, both of them have almost the same goal, which is protecting a message or information from the third parties. However, they use a totally different mechanism to protect the information. Cryptography changes the information to ciphertext, which cannot be understood without a decryption key. So, if someone were to encrypt this encrypted message, they would easier to see that some forms of encryption had been applied. On the other hand, steganography does not change the format of the information, but it conceals the existence of message. Now, I explain the basic criteria or characteristics in which steganography and cryptography are different. First, I explain definition, then its purpose, then data visibility, then data structures, then key and failures. So, definition of steganography is it is a technique to hide the existence of communication. In cryptography, it's a technique to convert data into a incomprehensible forms. Now, purpose. So, steganography keep communication secure, and in cryptography provide data protection. Now, in data visibility, in steganography, it cannot provide a perfect invisible data. So, it's always visible, never. In cryptography is always present. Now, in data structures, doesn't in steganography does not alter the overall structures of data, while in cryptography alters the overall structures of data. Now, the next characteristics is key. In steganography, optional, but offers more security if used, while in cryptography, key is necessary requirements. Now, failure in steganography is once the presence of secret message is discovered, anyone can use the secrets data. In cryptography, if you process the decryption key, then you can figure out original message from the ciphertext. So this way we have differentiates steganography and cryptography. So in other words, steganography is more discreet than cryptography when we want to send confidential informations. The downside being the hidden message is easier to extract if the presence of secret is discovered. For the remainder of the steganography session, we will learn about different steganographic techniques and tools. Now, I explain steganography techniques. Depending on the nature of the covered objects, or we can say actual object in which secret data is embedded, steganography can be divided into 5 types. First is text steganography, second is image steganography, third one is video steganography, fourth one is audio steganography, and fifth one is network steganography. So I hope you can understand the concept of steganography. So thank you friends watching this video. This is all about the transposition cipher techniques and steganography. I hope you can understand all these techniques. Thank you.